Howdy folks, and welcome to 50 Nautical Mile Arc. Today we're going to fly in another brand new plane to me. It's the Carenado Piper Archer 2. I got this a few days ago when I got the Cessna 152. Taken a few flights in this already, and I just love this aircraft. It exceeds my expectations. I believe it's version 3.1 or something like that, so it is the X-Plane 10 version and not the X-Plane 9 version brought over. As with all Carenado aircraft, every button and switch works, but this is a simple aircraft. No autopilot, at least I couldn't find autopilot, and there's nothing about it in the documentation. Have a cute little four-seater, easy to fly, super lightweight. And today we're going to take it from a private airport, Wideman International, which is along the North Shore in Minnesota, along Lake Superior, in the Arrowhead region of Minnesota. And we're going to head south into Duluth, and we're going to land at Sky Harbor in Duluth. It's a neat little airport there at the end of Park Point, a few miles east of the main part of Duluth. Completely visual today, no radios today, no NDBs, no VORs, just follow the shoreline until we get to the other airport. This airport, though, I modeled. It's pretty simple, but there's a house there and some farm equipment and a hangar along Highway 61. In fact, this would be just north of Two Harbors. So Two Harbors would be to the south of us here. In fact, you can see Two Harbors Airport right there. Alright, so without further ado, let's hop in and get this thing started. Alright, so very simple, like I said. We're not going to do any radios, but if we were, this would be your radio stuff here. So this gauge is for this VOR. It would tell you here how far you are. This gauge would be for this radio. And then your ADF is here. So let's start it up. We're going to need that gone. Actually, let's not start it up. Let's open a window. Let's close. Let's move static elements. Let's close our baggage door. We can actually close the passenger door like this. There we go. That actually made a sound before I closed it, didn't it? Ashtrays open. Visors flip. Alright, enough of that. Start this thing up is pretty simple. You raise this all the way up. Pump it 3 or 4 times. Turn on your batteries. Turn on the fuel pump and raise your throttle and give it a go. That's it. Now, we kind of want to keep an eye on this gauge. I haven't had any problems with image management where I was blowing my engine or starting to fire or anything, but it was getting to the yellow, so maybe we'll get a chance to see if you really have to worry about it or not. Fuel, plenty of fuel for where we're going. Oil temp, oil pressure, fuel pressure, simple stuff. So now we can see the radios. This gauge, this radio, it would tell us here on nav 1. This gauge, this radio, it would tell us here on nav 2. Don't be fooled by the nav 1 and the nav 1. I think we're pretending we have aftermarket stuff here, which is nav 1 on the switch. See, nav 2 over there. And then NDB, ADF right here. That ADF, normally it's off, I'm not sure why it's on already. Something else I was going to mention down here. Fuel is always on to start with, but if it ever got turned off, there's a fuel in the door. Something else I really like about this aircraft, when you shut the window, the sound changes. Also up above here, there's your dome light and your instrument lights, so if we were to make it nighttime, you can see how that works. Turn the dome light off, somewhere over here. Right? Something else. There's my flashlight. This guy. Heat. That's clearly a heating coil in there, but it serves as a little light. So some neat stuff there. And here you can make it daytime again. make it just before sunset. Turn those lights off. I don't need those on. Or maybe a little bit. This, I haven't figured out what this does yet. I really have no idea. It's some kind of gauge, or some kind of light switch, I would think. It doesn't say down here, I don't think either. No, not sure. Whoa, the problem with scroll wheel support, as much as I love scroll wheel support, is if you are trying to zoom in and out, and you go over something that has the scroll wheel, then you'll spin that dial instead. We're going to keep our yoke off because I want to keep an eye on this gauge when we're flying. Anything else to tell you? Cabin air is here. We can grab it. These heat things move, or vents move. That's kind of cool, right? I don't think there's anything else to say. It's very, very simple. In fact, I think I've talked way more than I needed to here. Carpute is here. I haven't had a mess with that either during any flights, so no failures that I've come across. Simple as that. We're gonna need full flaps here because this is a really short runway. So we're actually going to taxi over and turn around right here where that's worn out, where all the people have turned around, because we're going to need every inch. In fact, this might be too short of a runway, but we'll try to do it. We'll try to do it anyway. I really wanted to take off from here, so I'm hoping this aircraft will allow me to do that. Remove the parking brake, and away we go. Got some nice wing views set up. So this should be a pretty short flight. About 25 nautical miles, 29 nautical miles from where we're going to go, where we're landing, Sky Harbor, Duluth. We kind of have to worry about Class D airspace when we go by Duluth International, because there is, an international airport there. However, it's a very interesting situation because the airport is on top of a hill, and the hill is 853 feet high. So as long as we remain 853 feet above ground level or lower, we're actually below Class D airspace, which, according to a pilot I talked to, is legitimate, who flies in that area. He just stays below the top of the hill. And he said he doesn't have to contact the tower there. He can fly wherever he wants. So, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna wind up these engines with the brakes on here. So we're gonna need everything else we can get. And here we go. Let's see if we have enough runway. Oh yeah. We're only gonna use half of it. Excellent. Good. Nothing to worry about. Lift up. Fixed gear. We'll pull in our first flaps immediately. Second flaps. And third flaps, we should get a dip in the nose. Although, I know what to expect it, so out of habit I compensate for it. There we go. I think we'll clear that hill just fine. Such a wonderful, wonderful aircraft. So old school, no autopilot, nothing. You just get in and go. Down a little bit to get some speed here. Alright, we'll go to about 4,000 feet above sea level, I think. Highway 61 down there. There's some traffic. follow the shoreline until we get to Duluth. Simple as that. Trim down a little bit. I don't need to go straight up into there. And like I said, image management, we're in the green down here. That will be closer and closer to the red as we get higher and the air gets thinner, of course. So we'll just keep an eye on that. In fact, if you look carefully enough, you can see it crawling up right now. Alright, it's probably about 500 feet per minute because we're not going to go very high. Flying over two harbors right now, but you can't see it. Maybe if I tip down. No, it's right below us. Oh, why not have a look? Go. There's the city of Two Harbors. And then coming out of there would be the expressway to Duluth. 16 regular miles. Two Harbors to Duluth, maybe 20 depending on who you talk to. So we're creeping up towards the yellow on our RPM gauge. So in case you're wondering, this is Lake Superior. You're looking into Wisconsin on the other side there, in the narrow way, the tip of Lake Superior. Obviously you can't see across Lake Superior. Straight ahead then, we can kind of see the land showing up. It's Duluth, largest freshwater port in the world. Alright, we're coming up on 4,000, so we'll relax a little bit. You can also see up there how it gets really hilly if you look. If you know where to look, I guess. You see the hills creep up on the horizon there. So right now the land is level with the lake, but in Duluth it's 800-foot difference. Can't really see it in the sim, but it's there. Alright. Let's get out of that yellow a little bit. And then comes down a tab. There we go. Oh, see the RPM shot back up again. Stay comfortably in the green. And of course, as we nose down for level flight, our RPMs are going to go up a little bit. There we go. Don't want that much. Alright, we'll trim it there, and we'll use our throttle to control the vertical speed instead of our trim. So remember, in a simple aircraft like this, if you want to control your ascent and descent, you use your throttle. You don't think of your throttle as a forward speed control, you think of it as vertical speed control. Because when you're trimmed, the aircraft will find the speed it wants that is trimmed to. Just just use your throttle to control if you're going up or down. It's very touchy and it's very windy, it seems to be here. We're kind of all over the place. I'm having a hard time keeping it level here. There we go. Not going to work? Or are we just going to be playing with it the whole time? Or can we just have to play with it the whole time? So now you can see land straight ahead going all the way across the lake. See how it gets hillier up there. So you see that land coming across the lake and that narrow strip and then the water behind it? That's the St. Louis River behind it. We're going to be landing on that little strip of land called Park Point. We're kind of drifting here. So let's get back over the shore. Still climbing a little, but it's okay. And then once we get closer, we're actually going to go out over the water a few hundred yards to avoid that Class D airspace, and I don't have to worry about my height, my altitude. I'm going to stay off to the side. Getting blown over here. So like I said, that's Wisconsin over there. I don't think it's open. Can't see the expressway from here. Now I gotta think about coming down a little bit. So we'll be landing right there. So Duluth International is here. We're narrowly avoiding their airspace. Comes out about here. Downtown Duluth is here. There's the port entry is here. And then here's Park Point. And we'll be landing right on that break. Wisconsin's on that side. There's an opening. Minnesota's on this side. And there's the river. To actually fly the aircraft. try to be realistic and avoid the airspace a little bit. You see the airport right there, runway 27. The approach to runway 27 is a 15 nautical mile arc approach. You fly to the DMV, stay 15 miles away, come out here and catch ILS for runway 27. And that is actually where I got the name for my YouTube channel, 15 nautical mile arc. I was practicing arc approaches to this airport in jets. That's where I got the idea. Coming up to the port, largest freshwater port in the world. Here's the entry again. There's a lift bridge there in real life. It's not modeled here though. And you can see where the ships would dock. Both are really, really long Lakers. There's going to be a couple thousand feet long. And then the ocean liners, which are much, much smaller, so they can fit through the St. Lawrence Seaway. So in real life, this from lake level up here is 853 feet, I believe, or 800 feet, something like that. It's hard to tell in the sim. In fact, I flew around here in real life, and it's hard to tell in real life too. You're looking at a hill; it just looks like it's a flat bump going across. As long as we stay below that hill, which we are, kind of are, we're out of the Class D airspace. So we'll just stay down here. Now you can tell the hill's higher than we are. See that? We're actually flying lower than that hill. If we were to turn, we run right into the side here. So the bottom of these radio towers are on the top of the hill. It's not going off in the distance. That's kind of cool. I guess you can kind of tell. There you go. See? See the hill? We're below the hill right now. Alright, time to level off until we're ready to land here. There's downtown, just where it should be. But just like that too, this time of year we're lacking green. See all the stoplights. Someday if I learn how to do custom scenery, I'm gonna model this, put in the lift bridge, all that stuff. But for right now, I just modeled the reports for the scene in the gateway. Here you go, now we can tell how big the hill is. See that? That looks fantastic actually. Looking down Park Point. That's really what it is. There's one road with houses on both sides and beach on the other. And it doesn't even need, see the train down there? That doesn't even need much changing. That's exactly what that looks like in real life. A few trees, some apartments. Of course, this would be full of sailboats. Completely full of sailboats there. But otherwise, that is pretty accurate. And what is going on with those lights? Our cappies are reflecting in the water. I don't think they would be reflecting over a sandbar, but that's very funny. Those aren't happy, that's the runway lights. What I was talking about is they're reflecting down here, even though there's land in the way. That's kind of a funny glitch. Alright, let's Let's get some flaps out. Oh no, those are happy. At least now they're reflecting in the right spot. And we will need full flaps for this. It's a really short runway. The water reflections are nice. It doesn't seem to hurt my frame rate at all. Oh, we're getting blown all around here. It's like crosswind landing. Oof. There aren't houses here. This is all a park that we're crossing over in real life. Some gazebos maybe, but definitely not houses. Ooh, this is going to be a rough landing. Yeah, a lot of speed, but take off that speed. There we go. There we go. The lights just turned on. There we go. Put the brakes full and hard. All right. In real life, you can exit here. Yeah, there's a taxiway there. Let's hit the parking brake and watch that landing. Alright. Hard control, harder to control an airplane when the flaps are all the way out and you're going slow, but I think I got it. Right at the last minute, straightened out, leveled off. There we go. There we go. Not sure why I was way off to the left. There's no tower here in real life. It's uncontrolled. But I still like the tower view. Kind of a funny spot to put it. Alright, let's see. We can turn off the landing lights. When I was at this airport in real life, there was a student practicing touch and go. And I was listening to the airport radio a little bit and to him coming, he's like, I'm 30 miles south. And sure enough, he shows up, couple touch and goes. So again, there you go, off in the distance you can see the hill. You actually make out how big it is. There's a high school right there by those radio towers, which is actually is closed now. Oh, it's a fun city, big touristy area. This is pretty much what the airport looks like. Whoever modeled this airport did an amazing job. I assume they'd been there because they knew the little details like the position of the fences and everything that you don't see on Google Maps. So I imagine they've been there before. And in real life, this aviation parking is completely full of pier floats. Aircraft just sitting on their floats. No wheels, just sitting on the tar. Let's see, we'll just park the zone. Well, we'll park in actual parking. How about that? Yeah, the fuel's really there. The seaport plane dock is to the left. The office is there. There's actually a fence there that says stop. And we'll stop there. Yeah, we'll line up like we're supposed to. the brakes. Kill that. Kill the fuel pump. Kill the lights. Kill the batteries. Put the key to off, I guess. And that, folks, is officially a wrap. Anything else I missed? Fun little things? And a few more ashtrays that open up and stuff. Some of these compartments open up. It's kind of cool. Well, welcome to Duluth. Like always, if you enjoyed the flights, please subscribe. I have more flights on the way. A few I've already recorded. I upload about 2 to 3 a week. I mostly do general aviation. I may have a jet sneak in here pretty soon though. We'll see. But otherwise, thank you very much.